Doot it, doot it, doot doot. Fucking hobos. I do what I want when I want. This title was decreed by ye old McElbong, who sang the doot it, doot it, doot. Hobos. I had a couple already, I'm sure you can tell. Fuck it. Chess Smith wrote this vocal melody. It was nice. He wrote some good melodies. I like this melody a lot. So we were on the tour before this record came out with Gabe Mendel helping drive, Carolee and myself throughout Europe. We listened to the Jay-Z song. This is not the title. I'm really drunk. But the brush the dirt off your shoulder song. Sorry, I'm really lit. Anyway, I had heard in an interview that the Dust Brothers, who were this 90s production group, produced a Rolling Stones record. And they had Charlie Watt, the Rolling Stones drummer, put on headphones and play along to a Metallica record, and they made that into the drum thing. And I thought, I'll just ask Chess to play along to this Jay-Z song, and we'll just record the drums. So the drums are Chess just grooving out to this Jay-Z song. Which probably, if you listen to that Jay-Z song, you'll realize, oh yeah, it's the same beat. But Chess is playing it. We recorded this in the little studio in Oakland, and the engineer was named Sean. He was a friend of our old booking agent, and I think we got there at like 10 in the morning, and Sean was, I think there was 2 crushed cans of Sparks, and he was drinking a Sparks, and Sparks was like a malt, I don't know if that's around anymore, it's a malt liquor drink and energy drink, and he was on his 3rd one by 10 in the morning. But he got the job done. The drums exist. He had built his studio inside. It was in a rehearsal space, which is a rough place to build a studio, but he built a room inside of the room in the rehearsal space, so it was pretty quiet. This saxophone solo was played by the avant jazz genius Howard Wiley. He played one show with us at Bottom of the Hill in 2008. And normally I would try to play his saxophone solo on guitar, and I'm sure I sucked. This descending keyboard line was played by Chess. I think it's very clever. It's very simple and very hooky. There's Howard again. He also appears in the video for this song, which features Backyard Wrestling by your friend of mine, Freddie Rupert. Drink up, buttercup. Okay. The title for this song, Unless You Can Hear the Axe Fall, comes from a review, get this metadata, comes from a review of the novel Lust by Elfriede Jelinek, but the title of this record, Women as Lovers, is a whole other book by Elfriede Jelinek. How obnoxious to take a review of one of her other books and insert it into a song. This is, singing is also obnoxious. It's so obnoxious I can't think. But that's probably the booze. I recorded this in my bathroom in my apartment in Oakland using, it's not a SM57, it's a SM57 that's silver instead of gray with a black top and has a switch on it. But I fucked it up after this and it's gone. It used to belong to Don Diaz, who was in the very earliest iteration of Shushu and who was in Ibopa and in Ten Swear Jar. And I just basically stole it, I guess. Anyway, the vocals were recorded on that in my bathroom. Greg Saunier, who produced this record, had a really hard time figuring these vocals out because they were recorded pretty badly. It's partially about someone who I was becoming friends with named Jessica, who I saw again about 2 years ago in 2017. I think she was disappointed by me. We talked about shoes a lot. Kara Lee played bass on this. She's a good bass player. Little did you know. I don't remember this part at all. This must be glockenspiel. Layered glockenspiel. Chess hates organ, and he tried to veto the organ sounds. I can't remember how I talked him into it. I may have not talked him into it. I may have just said okay and then left him there like a dick. That bomb sound, that would have amused Greg. I think this might be the first kind of guitar lead line ever on a Shushu record, played by yours truly. Not so terrible. I think I used our early version of the Electro Harmonix Pog, the really big ones. They're like as big as a hardback book. I still have it, but it doesn't work. Some kid gave me shit for using it. I guess they were expensive at the time. And he said, "You're not punk rock. You're using this expensive pedal, you jive motherfucker." Oh well. That kid is probably dead. The pedal is broken. This string part is sampled, fully straight ahead sampled. And I think it's the very beginning of the piece of music that it's sampled from also. Greg said, "You are dumb to have your song begin in the same way that this piece begins. Hide it. Use something more obscure. It's never come back to bite us. Yet." I think this is two different acoustic guitars. One was a Yamaha, kind of a cheapish Yamaha that belonged to my dad. I don't have it anymore. It's in my brother's garage. I should get it back. He said I could have it. I should get it back. Actually, I think this is just 2 tracks of that Yamaha. It doesn't sound, because I only would have had a nylon string guitar. It doesn't sound like it. Anyway, so my dad was playing someone else's guitar. No, he was playing this Yamaha at a session. He was smoking a cigarette, and he allowed the cigarette to drape down onto the soundboard of the guitar. And there's a little cigarette burn. So he had to buy it off of the guy whose name was Mark Kramer. Mark Jizz Tonsils. And so anyway, so he had to buy it off of him because he fucked it up. And maybe he just bought him another guitar, I'm not sure. Very briefly, we were on a good Japanese label, and I'm so lit I can't remember what it was called. And they put out this record in Japan, and they did a nice job on it. The printing is really beautiful. And I did a video for this song, and the guy who was our A&R guy at the Japanese record company, said that he liked the video. And about a year ago, I watched it,
thinking, oh, somebody liked this.
And he also professed to me when we were on a brief Japanese tour for this record that he was queer and didn't know what to do about it.
I didn't know how to handle it.
This exiting keyboard part, which I think I played, has always troubled other people to play it. Angela, I think, was the only person who could manage it because she was the boss. But everybody else who had to deal with it had a hard time. Oh well, suckers. No friendo is a joke my dad used to make about Nintendo. Get it? This is a song about if I was not drunk, and I'm already really pretty drunk, sorry, or hurrah, depending on your political affiliation with self-destructiveness. About an older queer guy who, if I wasn't so drunk I could remember his name, lived in St. Louis, and he was I'm gonna guess in his late 40s at the time, not sure, and he had a boyfriend who was maybe 19, maybe 22, and I guess it's just a song about them just being in love and living the love lifestyle, whether or not is appropriate. The horn part, I can't remember who wrote it, but this that was weird. All right, maybe not. Maybe it was beard instead of weird. It was like 3 layered horn parts, all written out. If it was written out, Mr. Smith must have did it, because I couldn't have written it out at the time. I probably could now. Who knows? I do. And the horn guy had on, like, he was a Bay Area trumpet player, so that means he had a goatee. He seemed uncertain about these notes, but they were there on purpose. Live, Carolee could play these weird-ass keyboard parts and sing it, which is, to me, impressive. Anyway, the keyboard guy also had on, like, one of those backwards... I mean, the trumpet guy also had on, in addition to having a goatee, had a backwards trumpet guy hat on. He was playing the part pretty fucking hard. This part is a little avant-garde. I dig it. I mean the part before. I can't remember who played this glockenspiel. God, a lot of glockenspiel on this. Whoa. Whoa, we did that. Oh my God. We did the... It's like THX when you're about to see a Star Wars movie. There was a few years ago, there was a best of Shisha record came out by a British label called Bad Paintings. They did one that was all kind of pop songs. It was a double record thing. One was all the kind of pop songs and one was all the kind of fruity cuckoo banana songs. And they said they would only do it if we put this song on it. Bad Paintings, Jonathan. This is for you. Oh, trumpet guy, good pitch. Good for that guy. I'm sorry I made fun of your mustache. I mean your goatee and your trumpet guy hat. Guantanamo Canto. All right. This, I put a little amplifier in my bathtub and played the sequencer out of a little amp, which I put in my bathtub and put a microphone way above it. So it has an interesting sound. I should try that again. It sounds pretty okay. Some old queen or other British music magazine, maybe Mojo, maybe something else, gave a very bad review of this record, largely centered around this song. It was one of those like shithead 4-sentence reviews. And they picked out one line and they said, "Your suicide is politics. What a stupid band. What stupid morons. What's stupid, hated by their mother throughout childhood and eternity. Human," whatever, say anything like this. And then I thought, oh, but it's just one line from hundreds of lines. And out of context as well. I mean, I guess by itself, your suicide is politics is a kind of a dumb line. Oh, I remember Greg liked that part. The swoopy part. Thanks, Greg. And I thought, oh, music writers. It was kind of the first time I realized how low rent music writers were. That How disappointed must their parents be that that's their pursuit in life? Just to listen to records and then to do their best to make the person who made it feel shitty. What a dumb job. I think we only played this song live in 2010. The Angela JJ lineup. Lots of percussion on this. You know, I think that song is kind of cool. I think that British person is not cool, if you catch my drift. Maybe we'll play it again, just to spite him and his queen. Speaking of queens, this song is by Queen! Holy fuck. I gotta get some more booze, I'll be right back. Smoke some joints instead. Alright, who knows where this will go. John Dietrich on the guitar, a wonderful job. Caroline McElroy on the bass. Ches Smith on the drums. Your mom's friend and mine, Michael Gira, on the vocals. And Carolee did the vocals too, and so did I. This song, if you don't know, is a cover. It's a Doobie Brothers song. We record. Oh, that's Howard Wiley again. I forgot he was on this. Nice. Double track saxophone. You like that? Initially, I was a little freaked out by Michael's vocal. I didn't know how to deal with it. And then Greg Saunier said, "What a voice." And then it immediately made sense to me. I think I was just nervous. Because, you know, I like Michael. Jesus Christ, more Glockenspiel? Ugh. Okay. Oh, I forgot Carolee sang on this. Oh no, I didn't forget. I mentioned it before. Oh, that's some trippy saxophone. All right. We recorded this in the studio that I mentioned at the beginning, which was in the rehearsal space, with Sparks guy, Sean. He's nice. I think hopefully has gotten his life more sorted out since. I met Michael while I was on tour with Devendra Banhart, and I think we slept at his apartment in New York. And I drove him in my minivan, and the steering was all fucked up. And he said, "Your steering is all fucked up." And I said, "Yeah, it is." And he asked me if we were going to get there safely, and I said, "For you, anything." And then he chuckled. I think he had a Throbbing Gristle book on his coffee table. And the tour manager fell asleep in the van with the horrible steering, and it got towed while he was asleep in it. Michael sounds good on this. See, the thing was, I love Freddie Mercury, and Michael loves David Bowie, who I love too. So it was kind of like, I would sing my hero's part, Freddie Mercury, and Mike would sing his hero's part, David Bowie. But Michael's also one of my heroes, so I got like double hero fisted, triple hero fisted, because Bowie too. John, nice job on the git fiddle. Oh, ugh. Well, this is probably one of my favorite guitar parts I ever played, despite this song being almost impossible to talk about.
Why would a mother say such things?
This is gonna be tough to sit through.
Why add a tongue to a kiss goodnight? Force me to know the want. No one needs to know. Be free, laugh at your son,
Well,
a child.
the guitar is nice.
Without hate, be certain he feels his love is trash. Be the premier to shriek out, hail bigots. Hang him, hold me, mommy, face down in your filth.
I'm not sure what to say. Other than this seems really long.
How many times that my
To me.
made you cream? Rest now. Be free. Be free, be free, be free, be free, be free.
Black keyboard.
A child is
Black drum
born
machine. Blacks.
without pain.
And perhaps a new song. Black harmonium.
As you pray,
On the horizon for future records. Because there it is.
head down.
The harmonium.
That I find a sensuous love. Push me, mommy, eyes ablaze into hell.
No joke. I feel genuinely shitty listening to this. Hooray. I wrote this song 10 years before this recording happened. I'm not totally sure how I remembered it, because I never remember any songs. After the tour is over, I completely forget them. I think I could learn a maximum of 16 songs at a time, and then I'm full. And maybe I recorded some other version of it that I referred back to, but I don't know how I would have had it at this time. Anyway, we've played this live a couple times, and it tends to get a little goofy, if you can dig it. I played this on a 1953 Silvertone that my father bought me. Or at least paid for part of? He probably bought it for me. It's a cool guitar. But all the ringity-dingity-dingity-dingity parts, that's a mandolin. But also a Silvertone mandolin, though, that belonged to the Corey McCulloch. I must have recorded this. No, that can't be that because we weren't talking at this time, and he would have had it back for sure. This had to have been on a Granada mandolin, electric mandolin. But I stole the idea from Corey's Silvertone mandolin. And if I do say so myself, that's not terrible mandolin playing. Even though I did it. I still have that guy. It's kind of hard to play now. I need to get a new one. I mean, the Silvertone is also hard to play, but it's cooler, so my dancing is irreplaceable. Otra vez. Sometimes I would say that when I would sing it live to prove that I was continental. The boobs. Oh yes. Master of the nuzzle into a bump of balls. Oh. Negative your flagon of mead. Flagon of need. Dragon of speed. Oh you, just you be you. Yeah! Oh! I was trying to... Oh, there must have been a recorded version of this, because I tried to copy Bob Barango's original guitar solo, which sounded... Somehow I remembered. How could I remember this? I can't remember anything related to music. Except for my failings. Papa Bunny. Grandpapa Bunny. Great Grandpapa Bunny. Coal mine filled with Grandpapa Bunny's money. Or swig it. You are pregnant, you are dead. That's a short poem by Angela Saw. A 2-line poem. You like that distorted banjo? That's pretty far out. Ginkgo, 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 relating to a faded ginkgo leaf turning yellow. That's pretty metaphorstastical, J Bong. The drums on this were just amusingly sampled by the drummer who would have otherwise played it. He had... He's irresistible. What are you gonna do? Called Kongs for Brums, and this is a beat from a Kongs for Brums song that I just looped, and then we wrote music on top of. Metaphorzuicalities. Those are some weird sounds. Look at that. That's some more pretty funky banjo. I have that banjo. It's right behind me. It's a gold tone. It cost $666 when I bought it. Exactly. Everyone in the store was amused, including me. So, I don't remember those clingety-clangety parts. So, I don't remember this part at all. I think the original count for the Kongs for Brums song is in 15 or something bonkers like that, but I could always count it in 4, and it made just
insane.
This song is called The Lash, not The Leash. Oh, holy cats, it is The Leash. I thought I wanted to do sort of like a kind of a gothy song. And my brother, who did the posters for this record, quoted lyrics from this song, which I really didn't think all that much of this song after we had done it. But then, because the posters had the lyrics to this song on it, I thought we had better play it live. I think we did, but not often. This is a confusing song. It sounds a little like Placebo. Or some other 90s band like that. I never listened to that shit though. Apparently I did. I know I'm not responsible for it in any way. On one side, is there a talking, like an Elvis happy birthday talking part in the middle of this? That's a pretty casual vocal. Alright. I feel alright about this. Before I thought it was a little silly. I could stand by this. You jerks. Listen to that. That crazy, buzzing, synchronized swimming 808 state keyboard thing. You can't dismiss that part of your childhood. Not the first and not the last use of fireworks. I don't remember this weird ass whistling in the beginning of this. Lawrence English said he really liked this song. I learned a lot from him. He's a good friend and a nice person. And generous. And cuddly. This is bananas! What the fuck is this?
Fountains, indeed, do bring prosperity. We did not know our age.
I read a book called Child at Arms, which I have on my bookshelf. To the left of me, I'm looking at it right now. The banjo was behind me, and the Child at Arms book is to the left of me. I need to get out more. That's a seashell. And an ass's jawbone is the bass note. You could buy a donkey's jawbone. That's really super not vegan. My mom's husband has this ass's jawbone now. Fuck, I should borrow it back. And I don't know what those whistles are. Maybe just whistles. You hear those teeth rattling?
Of dying is gone.
That's a lot of calcium. Seashells.
Printed on the body. Evil is with you.
An ass's jawbones. And teeth. And whistles. Whistles are pretty bony. This song is very crazy. I don't remember doing this at all. That's pretty silly. Tom Steinley, who runs Tom Lab Records, a fucking crook. May I remind you, Tom from Tom Lab Records, a fucking crook. He really liked this song. And we were thinking about, oh, well, he fucked us over in 2004, so we should definitely try to do another record with him in 2008. So Portia, who was running Kill Rock Stars, said, okay, well, I'll talk to him. And I was in Germany at the time, in Broslin, also known as Bras Lane. And we talked on the phone, conference call, Tom, Portia, and me. It didn't work out.
Tom was bummed.
I don't remember this part even a little bit. Although, I do remember that we borrowed Will Winant's gigantic djembe. It was like 3 feet across. We recorded it in my bedroom, where a medium amount of doing it occurred. You hear that? That's the djembe bunny. Ope. Quahurst. Okay, this song is called Puffin' Bunny. Puff was McElroy's nickname, and Bunny was in his mind. I don't know if it's still her nickname. I haven't talked to her in years. Too gay to live in this world. I think I play bass on this. Sounds like the kind of dumb shit I would play. I did play that guitar part using the Electro-Harmonix Pog. Oh, I'm sure I play bass on this. It's sort of like half inept, half honky reggae. That's kind of my bass style. Pitch shift. That's why it's so weird sounding. Oh, this is about someone from Canada. I cannot remember her name. I remember her face and her glasses. So we had this, we had a publicist who I'm friends with named Marissa Handren, really cool person. And she said, we had a blog at the time, and she said, hey, why don't you have the biggest Shushu fan add to your blog? And I said, oh, that sounds cool. How about we have the craziest Shushu fan, which was the person who the song is about, whose name I cannot recall at this moment. Booze. And so we gave her the password, and she immediately told 2 or 3 racist jokes, which I was profoundly unprepared for. And we said, oh, this is not going to work. You can't tell racist jokes on the Shushu blog. So there you go, that white nerd. She had glasses, so. Greg Saunier, who produced this record, said he would always go, white nerd! when we were working on this. Making hell of fun as it white word. We tried to play this. We never played this live. When we were rehearsing for this tour, with Chess on drums, Mia on bass, Carolee on keyboards, and me on git fiddle, We were trying to have this with two git fiddles, Carolee playing git fiddle, one of them having been a Telecaster of mine, and me playing SG. And I thought it just sounded too much like normal, boring guitar music, because there were guitars. But that's what happens. White bird, you let you down. Except the last line, get this. Super clever. It's black nerd, not white nerd. You like that? How it kind of comes back around. You're like, oh, it's a comment on that, but also a comment on this. Wild. Left, right, center, up, down, diagonal, 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 high-agonal, E-I-agonal, J-agonal, all the agonals. I mean, a middle section of the alphabet agonals. This song is about... Let me have another sip. This is a bummer. My mom had a sister who died as a little baby named Gail Lynn. Oh, I didn't remember this being so gigantic. Holy cats. I'm very surprised by its specific years and giant size. So, I guess she died before my mom was born in 1948, which is before my mom was born. So my mom was starting to work at cemeteries, and because of that had some kind of access to massive cemetery database, which I imagine everyone has access to. And she wanted to visit her sister's grave, and she called me a couple nights before, and she said, hey, let's go out and see it on this day. And I said, oh yeah, I'm in. And then it was a fuck up time in my life, and I forgot to go like an asshole. And and the night before, this is gross, I fucked somebody I should not have been fucking on the grass in front of my shitty house. And we looked over, and there was like a pile of dog shit on the grass, like a foot away from our heads. And then the next morning, hours later, like 3 hours later, my mom knocks on my door and she says, hey, are we going? And I sort of barely wake up, and I sort of, I don't remember anything. And then she's like, okay, and I see her stomp away outside the window, and then I very, very quickly run out and realize I can't not go with my mom to visit her dead sister's grave for the first time. I don't remember this long instrumental part at all. Maybe it is like a metaphor for the drive from San Jose to Colma. Anyway, we found it. We found the little grave, and amazingly, it was a child's gravestone. It's probably just over a foot high. It said Gail Lynn on it, 1948 to 1948, and it was at the foot of a tree, which I imagine at the time was not the foot of a tree, and many, many years later, the roots had shifted it over to the side.
Please, please, look after them.
I think the look after them was asking my nieces and nephews to look after us losers, which they won't do because they're... God, I was going to say too smart. I mean it because they're too smart. No, I don't mean it. They're too smart. Because they can't spell smart.